Okay, this question is from Deep Camel 8007. The question is, how do I change direction without tearing my meniscus? Right, so you're thinking about planting your feet quickly, and you're trying to prevent meniscus injury. You could go about this in a few different ways. In the past 6 months, I got introduced to this guy Ziani. If you search Ziani, Z-I-A-N-I, 7 postures. This guy, he's 49 years old. He's probably the most athletic 49 years old in the world. Right? He dunks on a 10-foot hoop. He dunks a basketball on a 10-foot hoop. Right? So he's got these stretches, and this book called 7 Postures, where you can find all his resources online of ways that you start to open your toes and your foot and your Achilles. And the reason why this is important, because the more that you improve your balance in your toes, in your foot, in your ankle, that's going to create balance and stability that's going to carry over into your knees, right? So your body's connected from fingertips to finger toes, and strength transfers. So the stronger your feet, the stronger your knee will be. Another thing that really changed my life was going from shoes that had high heels, like for example Timberlands or your traditional athletic sneaker, to wearing more minimalist shoes like a Vibram shoe, a zero shoe, any shoe that has a very thin sole, so that your ankle has the ability to feel the earth, right? Feel more grounded and be able to absorb the impact of the earth and your body on the ground, right? You want your foot and your ankle, every time you take a step, to act as a natural lever, so that you can absorb the energy from the earth. Right? It's basically like every inch in the shoes that you're wearing, it makes it so that your ankles become less aware, or your feet become less aware of the ground, and then you lose some awareness, right, by putting inches between your feet and the ground. So that's something that might help, right? Just wearing shoes that have low drop, no drop. So I've been wearing Zero shoes, right? XERO shoes. If you check those out, right? I love those shoes. So that's just something to keep in mind. Another thing you could do, knee strength. You could check out Dick Hartzell online, Hartzel. He uses loop resistance bands. So resistance bands, they're cheap. You could find them on Amazon, or maybe some athletic stores, right? Any sporting goods stores might have some resistance bands, and he has lots of ways that you can strengthen your ankle, strengthen your lower body flexibility. Both of these things, just search Dick Hartzell band training. You could search how to prevent ankle injuries, or you could search lower body flexibility, and you're going to see some ways that you can strengthen your muscles, tendons, joints, and ligaments, and that's going to, again, prevent this meniscus injury that you're worried about. Another thing you could do is read the book. You could read the book Balance is Power. This is by Jim Klopman, Klopman. And Jim says that that true balance is when you're standing on one foot, right? When you take one step to the other step when you're walking. The balance is the time in between, right? So when you're standing on both your feet, he claims that this isn't really true balance, and balance is standing on one foot and having stability. So the more time you spend training just one foot on some balance tool, right? Jim Klopman came up with this slack block. He's got a slack bow, but you don't need those in particular. The whole point is that if you increase the time that you spend on one leg, so a Bosu ball. You could use, right, Amazon has a wobble board. You could use a foam pad. You could use, right, there's lots of balance tools. You could even use an endo board, right, the board that sits on one of those dowels, right, that you can balance on. So you want to spend you want to invest every day, even if it's a few minutes, in balance, right? Any balance work is going to improve your strength and stability and help you prevent injuries and improve your play. Another thing you might want to check out is David Weck, right? David Weck, WECK, and that's RMT, his RMT rope. An RMT rope is a simple rope, right? You could buy it online or you could make it yourself. Just search how to make an RMT rope. And the pattern he tells everyone to learn is an alternating underhand sneak. And the reason you want to do that, especially as a soccer player, I noticed when I first learned this pattern, my pass improved, my ball striking, my balance, my timing, my rhythm. It puts you into this runner's pose, and it puts you on the tips of your toes in a low impact way. And right, I bring my RMT rope with me everywhere I go. I bring it on walks, bring it to the gym. You could bring it to practice, to training, to games. It's an excellent. It's one of the best warm-up tools I've ever used, and it acts as a natural metronome. It synchronizes your body. There's a rhythm to life. There's a rhythm to the game. So if you learn the alternating underhand sneak, right, it takes some time. It took me maybe 2 days to learn, but I promise you, if you learn this, you're going to feel more balanced in your feet, more balanced in your knee, and it's going to help you prevent the meniscus injuries that you're thinking about and changing direction. So I hope some of those ideas help, and reach out with any more questions. All right, thank you.